5.4% unemployment in the state of Michigan in February of 2025, up from 4% just last year. Right now, you have Democrats that are going to tell you that the Trump tariffs is what is driving unemployment in the state of Michigan. That is a bold-faced lie. Those tariffs just took effect, and 1 year ago we were at 4%, and February, prior to them even taking effect, we jumped up to 5.4%. Michigan is number 3 in the nation for unemployment. We have lost 250,000 manufacturing jobs.
Hold up. So pointing out economic cause and effect is now a bold-faced lie? That's interesting logic. Here's the thing. Unemployment doesn't spike because of vibes. It's compound interest on bad decisions. Supply chains disrupted. Businesses that left. Operating costs through the roof. This isn't last week's news. This is years of policy choices finally cashing out. And blaming the other side? Classic deflection. The numbers don't care about your politics. My guy.
All right. We've got another FAFO for another red state. Gather round. FAFO, this time for the red state of Michigan. Michigan voted for the current administration, and look at this. Steel workers laid off in Michigan. Yes, MAGA steel workers who voted for the current administration have been laid off. Did you know that he screwed over the steel industry just like all the other industries in his first term? And yes, steel workers voted for him in Michigan. They voted for DJT again. And again, they get screwed over. This time it's worse because it's tariffs.
Tariffs on steel imports don't protect steel workers. They make American manufacturing more expensive. Think about it. Every car company, every appliance maker, every construction firm now pays more for materials. What do? Cut costs elsewhere. That's not conspiracy. That's economics. First day of class, basic math, economics.
And tariffs put on steel imports has accidentally slowed this industry. So steel workers who voted for Trump, this is your FAFO, MAGA steel workers, MAGA any kind of workers. Follow, because you're getting laid off every single day. Follow for more FAFO.
Nearly 450 Michigan workers are about to lose their jobs after 3 auto supplier plants announced they're shutting down. This news just coming in today. International Automotive Components Group says it will close its facilities in Alma and Mendon after Ford ends production of the Escape and Corsair SUVs. Those are vehicles those plants helped build. The company filed a notice with the state saying the closures will happen in early 2026 and are permanent. About 450 workers will be impacted, including assembly line and support staff. This decision is tied directly to the changing auto industry as automakers shift production towards newer models and electric vehicles.
Now we're getting somewhere interesting. Remember years of mocking EVs? Golf carts for liberals. Meanwhile, China invested, Europe adapted, and America? America argued about whether climate change was real while the global market moved on without us. These 450 workers aren't victims of electric vehicles. They're victims of a country that refused to adapt. Ford's not closing plants because of feelings. They're closing them because selling yesterday's cars in today's market doesn't pay bills. The world evolved. We didn't. Simple as that.
Older product lines and their suppliers are being phased out. Local leaders say the closures will have a major impact on small towns where the plants have been there for a while. The Michigan Economic Development Corporation said it's monitoring the situation, but so far no word on whether the state will step in to help those workers find new jobs. 3 plants, hundreds of jobs, one more sign of how Michigan's auto industry is continuing to evolve, and some would say not do very well. Make sure you're following me here for the very latest.
So I live in Austin, big Amazon hub, right? So they did their other round of layoffs today. 16,000 people. Multiple people I am hearing about got texts, 10 plus years at Amazon, by the way, got texts and just locked out of their computer system. A lot of people also don't forget, they have visas that sponsor them. Do you remember visas now cost $100,000? So they have a certain amount of time to find a new job and somebody who will sponsor them for the $100,000. If it's a big company, they'll of course do it. But if it's a smaller company, I mean, I don't know. But they risk being deported afterwards. Sure, they get like a really good layoff package, but if you're one of those people who rely on a sponsored based visa for your job, I can't imagine how you feel right now, and I'm so sorry. It's hard to think that all this stuff is not intertwined. That's just the latest update on those Amazon layoffs. I just woke up, I'm sorry.
10 plus years of loyalty, and you find out you're fired through a text message, like a DoorDash update. Your employment has been delivered to the trash. This is corporate America in 2026. Human beings treated like software licenses. 16,000 people, engineers, managers, careers built at this company, gone via notification. But sure, let's keep debating whether unions are too powerful.
In the past week, a lot of companies had layoff. Today, Amazon just had another 16,000 people got laid off. Here are a few things I want to share with you, what I would do in this job market in 2026. First of all, this is not a perfect time to jump around or quit your job without a backup plan, especially if you have like a big financial burden in terms of mortgage or supporting kids, or if you're on an H-1B visa. Job market is not very well, and a lot of companies are having layoffs. It's just more competitive. You have to compete against all those different people. So if you have a job, keep it. And at the same time, you might want to brush your skills. If you're in a technical field, brush your technical skills or your soft skills and even your skills with AI. A lot of companies are going to hire people with all those special skills, especially with AI. I will make sure you have a job right now, and also you're prepared if you get laid off or if you're exploring other roles in the future.
This part genuinely hurts to hear. Imagine, you move across the world, leave everything, work hard, follow every rule, pay taxes, do everything right. Then a text tells you, find a new sponsor in 60 days or get deported, and now sponsorship costs $100,000? Smaller companies can't afford it anymore. We're not protecting jobs. We're making it impossible for skilled workers to stay legally and then blaming them when they leave. This is how you lose the global talent war.
Make sure you have enough saving to support you from 3 to 6 months just to prepare for those like uncertainty and unexpected things would happen with your job or with your career. Explore different sources of income and make sure all your income are not really relying on your corporate job. There are a lot of uncertainty with this job market and nobody is safe at this time. So if you have other source of income, that will make your life more stable, and that also gives you a little bit more freedom to explore the things you wanted to do.
I think Target, as a large corporation and as a store that was founded here in Minnesota, has the influence that is necessary to make big change, and they're not doing anything. This is supposed to be a family company. This is supposed to be a store for families, for everyday life. And a majority of their workers, a majority of their customers are being disappeared. And they're not saying anything, and they need to do something about it.
Well, now that I am officially free of that place and in my new house, I can give a story time and kind of tell you what happened. So I said the job was a scam. I mean, essentially, there was a job. It just wasn't what I was hired for. And 4 other people that were also hired after me were not put into the positions that they were hired for. Housing came with the job, and housing was not as described. It was supposed to be a house, a single family house, and it was a very not clean hotel room. So that was a big shocker, but I was like, whatever, I'm going to stay and tough it out, save money, because, you don't have bills there because the housing is included and food. 3 meals a day from the restaurant was supposed to be included, which, no, I've lost a significant amount of weight being up here. The restaurant was open for maybe a week, if that. The owner is like mentally unstable. I'm not a psychiatrist, but I've never met anybody in my life that acted the way that he acted.
All right, she's spitting facts here. Listen up. This job market is brutal. If you have a job right now, don't get cute. Don't rage quit. Don't post that dramatic "I'm done" video. When Amazon fires 16,000 people, those people become your competition. They've got big names on their resume. They've got savings. What's your edge? AI skills? Get them. Side income? Build it. Emergency fund? Stack it. Survival mode isn't pessimism. It's intelligence.
With the 4 other employees that were hired and fired within 10 days. The cops were there twice due to what he was doing to them. It was a husband and wife couple, where 2 of the 4, the young couple, drove all the way up from Arizona in an old motorhome because he promised them all this crazy stuff. And as soon as they get there, he's just calling them stupid, calling them names, like made it very clear he just doesn't like them. Just terrible treatment of them. We have a snowstorm, lose power. And of course, he doesn't have a backup generator for the guests of the hotel, let alone the employees. So we're freezing there. He is on a tangent. He's upset because he has to plow and, take care of his business. And he fires her and is trying to make her leave in the middle of what the news called a bomb cyclone. It was like the worst storm that even the people that are from up here are not used to. She's like not going to drive, obviously, in that. So the police were called, and the police straight up told him, yeah, you can't make her leave. You provided housing for these people. Technically, even if you fire them, you need to evict them. Like you can't just be a monster. So that was cool to see him kind of be put into place by the police. Then, it comes to me, my turn, and he lets me go on a Tuesday and then refuses to pay me. So I'm like stranded there until Friday, still having to go to town every day to buy food because I have no access to food there. There's no kitchen in a hotel room, so I can't even cook. No microwave, no TV. There was a fridge. But I mean, it was like a little soda fridge. You couldn't even put a to-go container in there and shut the door. So I am the 6th person now that I've talked to that he's done this to. Over the summer, I guess, the locals around here and just people in Michigan in general kind of, he ran out of people. So he was hiring people from other countries on J1 work visas and doing the same thing to him. The town was telling me about some girls from Turkey that came here. And within 2 days, he was like, get your stuff, get off my property. Just insane, inhuman treatment of people.
J1 visa workers from Turkey, fired within 2 days of arriving internationally. He knows they're vulnerable. He knows they can't fight back easily, so he cycles through them like disposable labor. Where's the enforcement? Where's the labor board? Oh, right, those agencies got gutted, and now we're shocked bad actors exploit the gaps? This man should be facing charges. Instead, he's posting new job listings.
I don't understand how he keeps doing this. It's nuts. It's nuts. So Grand Marais is a great town, and they all stepped up to help me, and I got a job right away and a beautiful cabin apartment to live in. So blessing in disguise, I guess, but obviously I'm going to report this guy into every agency that I can. But yeah. So I'm sure I'm missing some stuff because so much happened. But yeah, that's about it. And another thing about this place that is so cool. How do I turn this? Can I turn the camera around? Oh no, I can't turn the camera around. But look, there are deer outside. There's so many deer. Like, I hope you can see that. But there's just so many deer. I think I'm in heaven. So, yeah, I've had a terrible time, bad experience, still love the UP. I had a plan, and I'm going to stick with it. So, we'll see.
I'm angry. I'm angry because I'm on my way over to vote no on the Republicans' bill to keep funding ICE. Let me tell you just how bad this bill really is. This budget rewards ICE with $10 billion more dollars. That is on top of the $75 billion that Republicans gave ICE over the summer. And this budget does nothing to rein in ICE. Nothing. Even after masked federal agents shot and killed another American citizen. It does nothing for Alex Preddy. It does nothing for Renee Good. It does nothing for the families and communities across this country that are being terrorized by Donald Trump's ICE. It has no common sense reforms at all. So, what else does it do? Does it lower healthcare costs? Does it lower utility costs for families? No. Donald Trump doesn't need another blank check from Congress to keep making life more dangerous and more expensive for American families. I'm not just a no, I'm a hell no.
In the past couple of days, we've had a congressman punched in the fucking face, and we've just had a congresswoman being sprayed with an unknown substance. Both attacks unprovoked, might I add. We have also had over a dozen people die at the hands of ICE that we know of. There are some that we probably will never know of, honestly. And all of this to say, if you think that there's not going to be intimidation tactics happening at midterms, you lost your goddamn mind.
Real talk time. If you think all this chaos, layoffs, deportations, workers abandoned is going to make people stop voting, you're not paying attention. Every person who got fired unfairly, voter. Every family watching neighbors disappear, voter. Every worker who got a text instead of severance, voter. Intimidation only works if fear beats anger. Right now, people are furious. Channel that energy. Don't just complain online. Show up. Because your vote isn't just politics anymore. It's your paycheck.
If you think that those intimidation tactics are going to stop us from voting blue and putting people in place that can impeach this orange son of a bitch sitting in the White House, you're losing your goddamn mind. And to everybody that has regretted their vote for this orange asshole in office in the White House, redemption time, baby. Redemption time, and I will guarantee you redemption is sweet.
So we are gearing up for the National Shutdown Day.
Yep, National Shutdown. I'm all for it.
It means no work.
No work. That's easy. Yeah, I don't get paid for what I do, so perfect.
It means no shopping.
Totally can do that.
You
Absolutely.
think you can go 24 hours
Without shopping. Absolutely. No problem.
Wow, role model.
Yeah, do it for this.
And
you
the
know,
last
for the
one
cause.
is do it for the cause.
Yep.
Do it. And then the last one is no school.
So what did we learn? Actions have consequences, votes have prices, and when you ignore economics long enough, economics stops ignoring you. Michigan's unemployment, Amazon's mass layoffs, scam employers, workers abandoned. This isn't about sides anymore, it's about consequences. And consequences don't check your voter registration. Build your skills, protect your income, pay attention to policy. Because policy becomes your paycheck. If this hit home, drop a comment, subscribe, share it, and remember, the only thing worse than learning a lesson the hard way, not learning it at all. Peace.